Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of the Eukarya Student Podcast. Here we have with me.
I am Josiah Gilman. I am a freshman. This is my first year at Eukarya, and I am very happy to be joining Josiah on the podcast.
And I am Josiah Goddard. This podcast is called Josiah Squared. Alright, so today we're going to be sharing some shower thoughts with you, some jokes, and
some arguments. Well, some
yes.
funny arguments. But first, we're going to start off with announcements. So, you want to start?
Alright, so we have the cafe on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We're closed on Sundays. Yeah. Groovy.
So, I'm pretty sure that's basically it for the school. Don't forget to, not to be cheesy and anything, but don't forget to like and subscribe to the Eukarya Christian Academy YouTube channel.
Yeah. Share it with all your friends.
Yes. So we're going to start off with some shower thoughts. So Josiah, do you mind starting us off? You can do a few and then I'll do a few.
Josiah. Okay, so have you ever thought maybe plants are really farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually expire and turn into mulch which they can consume? That's a pretty deep thought.
That's like a weird form of reality because it's like instead of us farming them, they're farming us and helping us. So it's like,
yeah.
Now that I see it, it's like more of a mutual effort where we farm each other. So
yeah, and then although you don't really see as far as us turning into mulch which they can consume, you don't really see a graveyard with a garden on top of it.
Well, there's a lot of grass though.
True, there's grass and trees.
Although yeah. I have heard, watched a murder show where there was one episode where someone buried their ex-husband in their garden because they didn't want to get caught. So, I mean,
yeah.
Also, yeah, another thing is you don't see plants, vines coming up and helping us eat, spoon feeding us with the way we do them.
Yeah.
Well, not
Wait,
literally.
you spoon feed your plants?
I hope not.
All right, so another shower thought. Another shower thought is. Actually, do you want to tell us the next shower thought?
Sure. The Olympics should have a for fun section at the end of the game so all athletes can try different sports. That actually sounds true because sometimes you may not realize you have a certain talent or skill that you're good at without trying and it not counting against you or your team.
Yeah.
That way you're not playing baseball and you're trying to be the pitcher for the first time and you don't know how to throw any of them and let's say they get 5 points on you and then you have to switch the pitcher.
Yeah.
And you're just the guy who tried and failed. Rather than you can have sports for fun and then you can try and well, this is not for me, so then they switch it up. Yeah. And you might realize you're better at being an outfielder or an infielder than you are.
I know, trying to change things up. Because they practice a lot at one specific sport, and then if they go to a different one, then it will be fun to change things up for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, this one's very relevant to us because we're very opposite in height. So tall people are expected to use their reach to help shorter people, but if a tall person were to ask a short person to hand them something, they dropped on their. But if a tall person were to ask a short person to hand them something they dropped on their floor, it'd be insulting.
That's honestly true though, because you guys are physically capable of bending down or crouching down and get the pencil or whatever you drop, but we are not physically capable of getting something that's on top of a bookshelf, really high bookshelf.
Yeah.
So it's we need you, but you don't necessarily need us. So it's
Yeah.
Definitely insulting. I definitely
Unless when we're like old men and we're like trying to reach down to pick up our glasses. Oh, my back. And then, yeah.
Have you seen my dentures around there?
Yeah.
Found them.
Just like, call up the hobbits to pick up your stuff. Okay. It must be nice to be short because, like, tall people, they're just like going about their business, going about their work or their day, and then suddenly you feel like a searing pain in your forehead, and you're like, you didn't duck when you were supposed to, and you smacked your head on the door post, or you smacked your head on something hanging from some random place.
Yeah, although for being short, though, it's the tall people that run you over.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I'm not eye level for you guys. And, like, we would keep walking, and some people would bump into me, like, oh my gosh, I didn't see you there. And now, like, I understand it, too, and I'm dealing with, like, younger kids, like, in lower school. So, like, sometimes, like, I feel a little sympathy for you guys, but, like, it's hard being small. Because, like, sometimes you don't, like, I might get like friendly picked on about being my height, but last time I checked, it was the tall people calling the smaller people short. Although the only benefit though is that we will outlive you guys about like 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Because you're strain on your back and your body requires a lot more.
Aliens invaded the moon on July 20th, 1969.
That can actually be true because like the definition of an alien is something that's out of this world.
Yeah, like
and we're
species.
foreign species. So technically, we are aliens to other planets.
Yeah,
or like the moon. Yeah.
Josiah, I need to tell you something.
What is it this time?
I've woken up. Get this. I've woken up over 10,000 times, and I'm still not used to it.
That's so true though, because like sometimes it's hard to fall asleep and you take melatonin gummies and then you wake up, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially when you're getting like first when school starts, you're like disturbing to the force.
And no matter how often you wake up, it's still this feeling of just like, I don't want to get out of bed again. Just this sluggishness and like, blah.
I mean, to be honest though, like with this specifically, it only happens to me when I'm waking up early and I set an alarm.
Yeah.
But like when I wake up on my own time, like during vacation on the weekends and stuff like that, then I feel a lot better and like I'm not as groggy because I get to sleep in and I wake up on my own time. It's like a lot harder when people are trying to wake me up specifically.
If you were blind, say you were blind, and you know how blind people like do braille or whatever.
Yeah, they touch it and they read it.
Do not touch would probably be a really unsettling thing to read in braille, because like
they have
once
to touch
you've
it to
read
read
it,
it,
you've already touched it, and it's like too late.
Oopsies.
And like, what if the surface was like poisonous or something? It'd be crazy. When I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly baking them to death in an oven, eating their corpses.
That got brutal real quickly.
That's pretty.
That's a little. Yeah, it's a little. Well, it's facts, but it's a little dark.
Yeah. That's weird when you think of it. That yeast is a living thing. Like I don't normally think of it like that.
Yeah.
I just think of it as like something you put in your bread to make it rise.
Like a seasoning.
Okay, Josiah, what's your favorite restaurant?
McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because they're cheap and they taste really good.
You see, I have to disagree with you. I think that's the very reason McDonald's isn't the best restaurant. Because the food is cheap. Cheap food is nice, but it's not necessarily the best food.
Well, I mean, it tastes really, really good. I mean, they have $1 menu for a reason. And their cheeseburger is on the dollar menu. I'm not sure how much it is, but it's on there. And along with chicken burgers, like a standard meal. That way, like, people with a bunch of kids, like my family, because my mom and dad had 5 kids, so that's 7 people. And that can range between paying, like, usually we pay about $40 to $50 at a restaurant for food. But instead we can go to McDonald's and pay like $21 at most for all of us to be filled in the same way. We can get drinks as well, and that won't add that much more.
Well, why go to McDonald's when you can go to Chick-fil-A and eat more chicken? Why, like, McDonald's is cheap, yeah, but Chick-fil-A is like, what, like a few dollars more for each thing? I don't know.
Well, all I know is Chick-fil-A, I will admit, Chick-fil-A is amazing, but their prices are definitely a lot more than McDonald's. And McDonald's isn't just burgers and chicken. They also have breakfast and dessert. I know they do as well, but also McDonald's is closer to where I live.
Okay.
Like by Ready? Books are better than movies. Go.
Shoot. Yes and no. Books are better than movies. Well, like, movies are good, but if I say movies are better, then my mom will probably, like, ground me or something.
You pick a single-digit number between 1 and 5.
150.
Everyone should learn to play a musical instrument.
Not necessarily. I'm gonna say no.
Alright,
yes or no?
I'm gonna not passionate topic. Alright, let's go. You know what? I'll say let's go 44. The egg came before the chicken. Oh, this is gonna be funny.
No.
I want to say yes, because in order to have a chicken, you must hatch from an egg.
But in order to have an egg, you must have a chicken.
But in order to have a chicken, you must have an egg.
But in order to have an egg, you must have a chicken. And, okay.
But you can have chicken, but you might not get an egg after it, though.
Okay,
it's called a dead chicken.
Here's why I think the chicken came first. When God made humans, did he make adults or did he make babies? Like the first human beings.
Alright, you win.
Santa Claus's elves should be paid minimum wage. First off, spoiler alert, Santa's not real. Kids, close your ears. Santa ain't real. Nah, it's a myth. Don't believe it. It's your parents. They tell you lies. Santa's not real.
We may have to bleep that out.
Like Elf. He's a fake. You sit on a throne of lies. How could you live with yourself? You smell like mushrooms. He's a fake! Santa's a fake. Anyway, where were we?
Well, if he did exist.
If he did exist. If he did. Yeah.
I can tell if you're arguing for or against the minimum wage.
I reckon Santa should just, like, I don't know, dispose of all his elves and, like, do it himself. Actually, no, that wouldn't work. There's too many presents. Yeah, I think they should get paid minimum wage because there's, like, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If he paid all of them, like, I don't know, double minimum wage, then the present budget might be cut back and we get less presents. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I mean, I would say that they shouldn't get paid minimum wage because obviously they live if you watch your Santa Claus movies or your Christmas movies, you will soon realize
I love my Christmas movies.
Yes, that they work, they volunteered and they work. And Santa gives them food and shelter and water and all their necessities.
This is true.
And it's like...
If Santa existed, this would be true. Harry Potter is better than The Lord of the Rings. I have to do that one. And you can pick.
Are you going to say yes or no?
I'm going to say absolutely not. What do you think?
I will agree with you.
Okay.
I'm like, he's probably going to say yes because it was probably filled because it was
I was about to go off at you if you didn't.
All right, guys. Don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.